Hi, everybody. I'm Billy Mitchell, Editor-in-Chief of FedScoop. Thanks for joining us today. I'm with Courtney Bromley, Vice President of Government and Education Industry for the federal and public sector market at IBM. Courtney, thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
So we're obviously joined here together today for some video interviews before the ThinkGov 2020 virtual event and digital event experience. Obviously, this year we couldn't do it in person because of the pandemic, but we're excited to talk to some of the great IBM execs and government officials who are speaking at the event ahead of time to talk about some of the high-level themes and trends that will be on show at the event this year. So one of those that really rings true throughout the agenda this year is multi-cloud and hybrid cloud. And my first question is, how has a multi-cloud portfolio approach to IT helped accelerate digital transformation in the government space?
So what I've been seeing in my customer set is really around flexibility and insight as it relates to what they want to do with their environments. So when you look at a hybrid cloud environment and you can run some of the applications on-prem, you could run some of them in a private cloud, and then you could also run some of them in a public cloud. The customers are really making the assessment as to which of those three environments are most applicable based on the type of application they're trying to run. And then in addition, they're trying to take the data that resides in any of those three places and trying to really glean out insights and intelligence in order to make those applications more effective, whether they're supporting a citizen or whether they're supporting, another entity in government. So that flexibility and insight is really what I'm kind of seeing are the real drivers for my customers around digital transformation.
Great. Another topic we've seen a lot about is automated workflow applications, particularly in this current COVID-19 environment. So how have those automated workflow applications transformed the delivery of digital services more recently in government?
Well, if anything, I think a lot of the surge that our customers experienced during COVID, depending on what services they were providing to the citizens, have really helped them figure out that they probably need to be doing more around the automated workflows, because we've had so many agencies and in my case, state governments, come asking for help because their systems weren't able to handle the surge around, unemployment claims. You can see where, these systems across the country, and sometimes we're just getting crushed, especially early on as this COVID situation was unfolding. So when we look at what they can now do, we can hopefully now kind of standardize and harden their environment so that they're ready for future surge, but also pull out data as part of these automated workflows to maybe improve those applications moving forward. So it's not just what they started out with pre-COVID, maybe post-COVID, the applications are more resilient and ready to support the citizens in a more financially helpful way.
And on the security front, obviously cybersecurity is still a big topic during this time. What are some top priorities for protecting government data in this era of cloud and things like automated workflows?
So a lot of our customers, their biggest concern was making sure that as their workforce transitioned to work from home, did they have the right security posture in place? Because now access control became a huge issue, right? I mean, access was from people's homes, not necessarily, from their agency network, et cetera. So there's really kind of, it's two pieces. It's making sure that what they have today was secure, but also making sure that they have secured our citizens' data, right? All of this personal data that now, because everybody's executing their government programs online, because they're not gonna, you can't go to the DMV right now. You can't go to, line up to do some of these, to try and get some of these services. They're now trying to make sure that these applications are secure enough that they're also protecting not only government data, but personal data, which is just as important, especially as, again, all these US citizens are putting their personal data into these systems.
And as we wrap up, we're talking a lot about the pandemic, so I'd love kind of a final cap to this conversation about, COVID-19, and what's one or a few key IT lessons we might take away from the pandemic.
I think the first one I see relates back to surge. I don't necessarily know that all of our government entities, whether it's federal or on the state side, really had their systems ready for the surge that they experienced. In a lot of cases, maybe they were running in 90–95% capacity as it was, and all of a sudden, their systems were being asked to be taxed to like 150–200% of the normal capacity. So I think you're going to see a lot of, I wouldn't call it pandemic planning, but capacity planning for future, and really potentially looking at, is there a way they can get on-demand surge by going to a hybrid cloud environment? Can they run some of their applications in a public cloud that could scale, at a moment's notice if needed? I'm seeing that's going to be something that I think our customers will really look to do. And then secondly, do they have the right skill set for people to be able to work remotely? Can you manage an IT environment when no one is sitting in a data center with the IT? So some of those type of changes, I think, is what we're going to be seeing moving forward. Again, maybe customers deciding they no longer want to run their platforms. They would like to turn them over and have someone else be the people that have to handle the surge. So I think that's what some of the customers that I'm talking to, that's what I'm seeing them look forward coming out of COVID, is what kind of changes do they want to make in their IT environments to handle it in the future.
Alrighty, that's all I have. Great thoughts. Courtney Bromley, thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.